He called her a racial slur in open court. But when she stood up and put on the judge's robe, the whole court-room went dead silent. Crowded courtroom. Camera pans to a nervous young black woman sitting silently in the public gallery. The white defense lawyer sneers, not recognizing her. The judge hasn't arrived yet. Bet your kind's here to watch your baby daddy get locked up, huh? Probably got 3 more at home, right? The entire courtroom chuckles. She doesn't react. She calmly stands up. She reaches into her bag, removes her black wig, straightens her back. You just made the mistake of your career. She steps behind the bench, puts on the black robe, and sits in the judge's chair. Silence falls. When they called her the N-word, they didn't know they were speaking to the judge. What happened next shook the entire legal system. Marissa Clay was a quiet woman. Reserved, polite, always watching more than she spoke. She walked into the courtroom that day like any other citizen. No robe, no guards, just a simple woman in a plain black dress. She had heard that today's case involved racial profiling, and she had read the disturbing background. But she wanted to see it for herself, how justice was being served or not. Defense lawyer, Mr. Holcomb, sees Marissa seated quietly. Holcomb, to client, smirking. Watch. She's probably next. These people multiply like roaches. Client, whispers. Yo, chill. Holcomb louder. Why? It's not like she's anyone important. The courtroom laughs again. The bailiff nervously glances at Marissa, unsure. Marissa just watches silently. Nobody knew that the woman they laughed at had written decisions that reshaped how hate crimes were prosecuted in 2 states. That she had once been handcuffed for protesting outside a courthouse, and now presided in one as she sat silently, letting the weight of her ancestors steady her. Because today wasn't just about a courtroom, it was about history. When the judge's name was called, Honorable Marissa Clay presiding, the silence in the room was like a bomb had dropped. Marissa slowly rises, removes her wig. Courtroom freezes. Bailiff, shocked. All rise, for Judge Marissa Clay. Holcomb, face pale. You're the... Judge Clay, cutting him off. Combat icy. Sit down, counselor. Let me show you how a roach runs a courtroom. What followed wasn't just a trial. It was a reckoning. Phones trembled in hands. Whispers died in throats. Even the walls of the courtroom seemed to lean in. Because everyone had just witnessed something unforgettable. A reversal of power so raw, so poetic, it felt like fiction. Marissa's story didn't begin in a robe. She was once a waitress at a greasy diner in Georgia, mopping floors after closing time while reading law textbooks between shifts. Raised by her grandmother, who cleaned houses for white families, she knew what humiliation smelled like. She was called the N-word at 9, spit on at 14, suspended for talking back to a teacher at 16 for asking why black kids didn't get new textbooks. Grandmother, flashback. One day, baby, they gon' call you that word, and you gon' smile. 'Cause they won't know you got the power. Marissa got scholarships. She passed the bar. She earned her robe. Quietly, without fanfare. But she never forgot. She didn't want revenge. She wanted transformation. The kind of power that didn't need a microphone, only a gave. Judge Clay, in courtroom. Mr. Holcomb, would you like to repeat the words you said before I took this seat? For the record? Holcomb, nervous. I didn't mean. Judge Clay, you meant every word. Now let me show you what justice sounds like. She proceeds to dismantle his entire argument, calling out his bias, presenting facts he overlooked because he assumed the defendant was guilty based on race. Judge Clay, powerfully. In this courtroom, the law is blind, but I am not. I see you, counselor. I see all of you. The court reporter's fingers shook trying to keep up. The jury sat straighter. Even the DA looked embarrassed. Because what they saw wasn't just a judge. It was accountability in human form. The wrongly accused black teen is found not guilty. The courtroom stands in stunned silence. As Marissa leaves the bench, cameras flash. One reporter whispers, "Did she plan this?" Judge Clay, as she walks out. "I didn't come here to make a scene. I came here to make a statement." The clip goes viral. 120 million views in 48 hours. People all over the country call it the day a wig and a robe changed America. Schools started playing the clip in social justice courses. Church sermons quoted her words. Even late-night hosts ran the footage, calling it the moment America met the real justice system. Marissa is called into chambers. The Chief Justice wants to speak. Chief Justice, uncomfortable. You could have handled that more discreetly. Judge Clay. If I was discreet, he'd still be calling women like me roaches. She was asked to apologize. She refused. Instead, she offered her resignation, but the public outcry was so massive, the court was forced to issue a statement condemning racism in the courtroom. They thought they could silence her. Instead, they gave her a microphone she never even asked for. Judge Clay. They told me I didn't belong. They told me I was less. They called me the N-word. And then they watched me put on the robe. That one moment wasn't about revenge. It was about dignity. About telling every black girl who ever felt small, you are not invisible. If that moment gave you chills, tell us in the comments what you would have done. And if you believe dignity always wins, hit that subscribe button for more powerful stories that'll leave you speechless.